Kendall Jenner just came out and admitted that she's never had plastic surgery. And I am so sorry, but the level of delusion and lies, it's kind of making me roll my eyes a lot right now. Like, do you think we're stupid? Do you think we're dumb? You think I can't see? I'm not blind. You just simply cannot tell me that she hasn't had any work done. Like, that's insane. And I just hate how easy it is for her and her entire family, mind you, to just lie straight to our faces.
And the internet, or a person on the internet, like, wants to believe something, there's no convincing them otherwise, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and convince anyone that I haven't had work, like, but I'm just here to tell you the truth.
Totally. Totally.
Which is the fact that I've never had any plastic surgery on my face, nothing. I've never had any work done.
And all of this recently made me realize that Kendall is probably the worst of the Kar Jenner family. From refusing to recognize or admit her insane privilege, how she constantly makes herself the underdog in her professional and modeling careers while also belittling other models, to having by far one of the worst celebrity brands, like of all time. Yeah, I'm talking about her tequila brand, which just casually ripped off another company and is completely exploiting agave farm workers. Yeah, at this point, it is a lot. It is bubbling over, and you know I had to talk about it. So you know you better buckle up and prepare yourself for Impact Besties, because we are going down the very long and lengthy Kendall Jenner rabbit hole, trying to understand how she thinks, why she acts the way she does. It's so unlikable. And whether or not these controversies are completely blown out of proportion, or if we have every right to hate. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And if you guys haven't already, make sure that you guys like the video and also subscribe down below if you're not already. And go ahead and click down below to join our very exclusive Patreon community. I don't post anywhere as much as I post on there. I'm a very private person, so if you guys ever want to see a different side to the channel, also exclusive uploads that you would never see here on YouTube, go ahead and join down below. Thank you so much. Since the early days of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kendall had cemented herself into one role. She was the mean girl. She wasn't afraid of speaking her mind, saying rude things, or just simply acting like a brat. In fact, people started to absolutely love it. She was a spoiled rich girl, and she played this role perfectly.
Kindly stop. You can be honest. No, you're my biggest bully in life ever. Because you're my sister.
I think you should experience it. You always say I want to experience things, but I don't think you actually want to experience things, because you would experience it if you wanted to experience things. I don't know what you're talking about. Meaning you should experience being single.
And now that Kendall's grown up, she really hasn't changed at all. She's really just as mean and spoiled and entitled as she's always been. Can you tell that I don't like her to begin with?
Aware of the dinner that me and Kim went to?
Well, for what?
The guy named Brian Johnson. He's the most famous for biohacking and like.
Oh, wait, why didn't I go to this? What day was this?
Tuesday.
Oh,
Everyone was invited on the chat.
I don't read the group chat. In moments like these, I want someone to call me and be like, hey, Kenny, I know you'll really like this. I'm just letting you know if you didn't see it in the group chat. Then I can make a real decision. I had no idea. I'm so upset. Know me less. Literally know me less.
And by the way, I hate this weird narrative that I'm seeing all over TikTok, pretty much infantilizing Kendall Jenner, saying that they like love how rude and dismissive and mean she is. Pretty much just saying that it's okay if she's a total brat mean girl as long as she owns it.
All I'm saying is that, you know, that girlism has been TikTokified, because why is Kendall Jenner working her PR overtime trying to prove to us that she's a good person? First of all, we know. Second of all, babe, you're literally rich. Who gives a fuck? There's a difference between being a kind soul and pretending to be. And I feel like people's obsession with pretending to be or coming off as a good person means a lot more than actually being a good person. It's like, if you're not a real bitch, don't pretend to be a real bitch. Actually be a real bitch. Because there's nothing wrong with being a bitch. There's nothing wrong with being a cunt.
I think the wrong side of TikTok found me that one late night, because what are you talking about? I actually do think there's something wrong with that. I don't give a crap how much money you have ever. I think it is absolutely all right to be at least a decent human being. I'm not saying that you have to like bow down to everybody under the sun and be like walked all over because you're so nice. I'm not saying that, but like there's no need to be outlandishly rude. Search is Kendall Jenner's abandoned pets.
A little haul on the Kardashian-Jenner family's alleged dogs and cats that have disappeared over the years.
Yeah, I can't do that in this video. I can't. I'll cry.
Following up to my video about Kendall, we left off knowing that she had 2 Dobermans, Pyro and Six. We haven't seen them together in a couple of years, so we're not sure who's left. We have a follow-up. So today she posted this, things I love, and I scrolled through them all. It's like cars and tequila and just one dog. The comments from Justine Sky, her friend, and 818, her brand, are saying Pyro. I didn't scroll through the rest, but clearly they'd know that this is Pyro. So then in conclusion, where is Six? I guess it's been a couple of years since we've seen Six. Does it feel weird that you get rid of a dog you had when you get a second one that's the same exact breed? I don't know. Anyone know where Six is? Wellness check.
Do you ever worry if somebody is secretly mad at you and then keep asking them if they are, even after they've said no, just because you're not totally sure? Or replay conversations over and over for hours in your head because you're not sure if you maybe said something wrong? And no matter what you do, you can't let these doubts and worries go. A lot of us might chalk this up to being an overthinker, but when those thoughts are unwanted, persistent, and causing you intense distress, they might actually be a symptom of OCD. OCD is a cycle of unwanted distressing thoughts, and the mental or physical behaviors you do to try and get relief, like constantly seeking reassurance or replaying conversations in an attempt to feel more sure about what happened. OCD can latch on to anything that matters to you, your relationships, your health, your identity. That's what makes it so exhausting and isolating. But it doesn't have to be that way because OCD responds incredibly well to the right treatment. OCD needs a type of specialized therapy called ERP, or exposure and response prevention, not just regular talk therapy, which can often make it worse. And that's where NoCD comes in. NoCD is the world's leading OCD treatment provider, with licensed therapists specifically trained in ERP, exposure and response prevention, the most effective evidence-based treatment for OCD. Therapy with NoCD is 100% virtual, covered by insurance for over 138 million Americans, and support between sessions so you never have to face OCD on your own. If any of this sounds familiar for you or someone you love, go to nocd.com and book a free 15-minute call today to learn more about how they can help. That's nocd.com.
We're the only ones that hang on. Because I feel like when we make commitments, when we say we're going to do something, we mean it. Yeah. We wouldn't say we're going to do it if we didn't mean it. Whereas like, I feel like Kylie's like, perhaps.
Like what? Just because somebody is rich doesn't mean that they're allowed to just be a horrific mean girl and just be a mean person in general. And this is almost something that all Kendall Jenner's fans have to say. They always say, oh, I love that she doesn't apologize. I love that she's a real bitch. Is that because that's the only thing to like about her? Like there's nothing else to like, so that's her only redeemable quality, is that she's actually just a mean person? No, you just want to validate a genuinely mean and entitled person so you can have an excuse to be mean and entitled. That's literally all there is to it. I literally hate when these like girly pops, these Hailey Biebers, Kendall Jenners, Kylie Jenners are like, we're gonna do the trends too because we're just like you. We're gonna do the trends. Like, look at how cool and in it we are. We're just like you guys. Save it for the birds. Nobody wants to watch you.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
All of this just finding out that Kendall Jenner is not a nice person, like we're already off to a really bad start, and this isn't just hearsay or gossip. There are first-hand experiences from people in hospitality, different employees that have had face-to-face experiences with her, all saying that Kendall has elite levels of egotism, narcissism, and like crazy ass entitlement. And to me, like, oh my God, I'm sorry, mean to a service person? Respectfully, if that's you, straight to jail. Like, without bail. I'm never letting you out. You're a disgusting human. I've heard stories about Kendall not tipping people. I remember Baby's All Right, a popular bar music venue in Brooklyn, posting a picture of her receipt showing that she left a $0 tip. There was also a story of a waiter walking out of the restaurant to catch Kendall to ask her to tip, and she threw money at their face. And also that interview that she did where she was like, I don't have to do 30 shows a year or whatever the F those other girls do, meaning other models. And that was such a weird statement to make. You'd think after all of the bullying she experienced and all of the people who tried criticizing that she's a model, Kendall would at least be a little bit more self-aware. This is like insane to me. I just feel like if you're somebody who has the money, you can live the most luxurious life, you have literally been given everything in the entire world, and even then, like, hate your family all you want, which she clearly doesn't. There are many people that would literally kill to be in her position, only then to be this angry and bitter. Just watch this video with me.
Welcome back to my series where I talk about celebrities I met IRL and what they were actually like in real life. And this week, we're just going to get into Kendall Jenner because I've had so many run-ins with this woman. Like, I lived in West Hollywood the same time she was living in West Hollywood. And let me tell you, like, I saw her everywhere. Like, this girl frequented the places I was frequenting, and we had many an interaction. I'm gonna be honest, like, most of the interactions were not positive. I'm gonna start with the positive stuff though. This woman is absolutely stunning. Like, she is gorgeous, she is tall, she is like a gazelle.
Let's start with the positives. She looks good. Like, no personality. Like, she looks good. She looks hot flame fire. Like, she looks slay. What does that do for us? Like,
but let me tell you something. There are two kinds of celebrities in LA. There are the celebrities that just try to like blend in with everybody else, and then there are the ones that just make everybody's lives really difficult. And to be honest, this girl was constantly making my life difficult, whether it was like cutting the lines at the coffee shops or like shutting down full establishments because she wanted to be there even though other people were already eating. Or my personal favorite was the time that it was my friend's birthday and we got a table next to the DJ, but she showed up and they kicked us out of her table. We got put in a table next to hers and we're taking pictures of like the birthday party happening, and her security came up and started ripping phones out of people's hands because she wasn't 21 yet.
Bro, it literally makes me so annoyed when people make it about them. Nobody is taking a picture of you. It's just like that new story that came out where somebody was talking about Vanessa Hudgens. I think it was Bretman Rock being like, Vanessa Hudgens is one of the most off-putting people because he was waving. It's just like, nobody is looking at you, Vanessa Hudgens. Nobody is looking at you, Kendall, bro. Like, to make everything worse, you think that everybody cares about you? Get a life.
Like, the fuck? I don't want to say that she's a good or bad person, like, whatever. Like, I don't actually know her. I just kept encountering her, and it was just annoying. Like, there are some big A-list stars that, like, don't do that.
It's like, I'm just gonna ruin your birthday party because I can. Like, I'm just gonna shut the restaurant down and make everybody leave just because I can. Bro, the comments, what is more insufferable than a diva? A no-talented person that thinks that they're a diva. She has a job because her mom bought her a place in the fashion industry. She is more famous because her older sister's sex tape, multi-surgery halo, and TV program feed us the rest of the Kar Jenner horde for years. She is and would be nothing special without all the money from her parents. Whatever the F these girls do. Since the beginning, we've been super selective about what shows I would do. I was never one of those girls who would do like 30 shows a season or whatever the F these girls do. More power to them. But I had a million jobs, not only catwalks, but everything else. The whole combination was very overwhelming and I started to freak out a little bit and needed to take a step back, says the 22-year-old, admitting that she was on the verge of a mental breakdown. Oh my God, we are going to get so much further into that later in this video. A few years ago, I remember a friend of mine told me that she had met someone who spent quite a bit of time working with both Kendall and Kylie. Apparently, and according to this person who had spent time working with them both behind the scenes, Kendall is so dumb that it's hard to even hold a conversation with her because she doesn't understand concepts and nuance when it comes to language. Oh, and apparently they park in handicap spots too. The audacity is astounding, but this is a normal thing for Kendall. I swear they're never held accountable. That is so crazy to me. I love the paparazzi. Everyone's really upset you're parking in the handicap spot. Oh my God. And okay, maybe you can put aside the mean girlness. Maybe you can. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. Sure, she's rich and she's spoiled, whatever. Everyone in their family is. I guess that's just the whole moral of the story. But what makes Kendall Jenner so much worse is the fact that she enters various industries like modeling or starts her own company and has to make it worse for everyone else involved. She has to be bitter and belittle everyone around her, while of course also profiting off of her family's massive name. All of this to me just screams insecurity. I just think that just screams that she hates herself, that she doesn't really like herself very much. That's why she has to bring everybody else down. One of Kendall Jenner's favorite things is trying her best to seem like an underdog. She wants you to think that even though she comes from probably one of the richest families in the world, that she still really had to work to get where she is. And that's literally one of the things that pisses me off so much about this. Because she can legit be rich, be a Nepo baby, come from a rich family, and just be a model. There are tons of Nepo baby models that come from mega rich families and nobody ever bats an eye because who cares? No, the reason that people are so genuinely annoyed with Kendall Jenner's modeling career is because she loves to pretend that she had absolutely zero privilege and somehow managed to work her way up to the top just like everyone else. Which, like, what? I don't know if we can come up with a name for this, but this is like this weird Nepo baby blindness where they really don't want to admit that they had any help. Like, they love to glamorize, well, I was poor. No, you weren't. Like, if she just came clean and was really open and honest and said, yeah, I'm privileged, I came from a really wealthy family, I'm super lucky, but I just love modeling, I love what I do, people would probably just applaud how genuinely honest she is, and they'd go like, great, like, live your life, love your art, and enjoy what you do. But of course that's not what she's doing at all. Kendall Jenner, from the very beginning I was quite selective about which fashion shows that I would walk in. I was never one of those girls who did 30 fashion shows in a single season or whatever the hell they were doing. Some of the girlses were walking in 86 shows in a single season, not 30. Or those girls who did whatever the hell, had no luxury of saying no to jobs or being selective in order to build their careers back when Instagram didn't exist. She was selective because she obviously didn't need the money to live like other models who didn't grow up rich. People who actually achieved this level of success, modeling on a runway in Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, you would do anything to maintain that position. But when it's literally handed to you, you don't have to work for it. So why do you care? You're like, I'll just do a couple here and there. And Kendall Jenner says she built her career from the ground up as if she didn't have Kris and Kim behind her who paved her way. Kendall will say that and then state that she started modeling from the bottom and her name was never her way in. Make it make sense. And by the way, I genuinely don't think that Kendall actually loves modeling the way that all of these other models do. She's like selective with her shows, probably because she gets a lot of flack for them because people judge her walk, which is very lackluster if you ask me. But it's almost like she doesn't want to prove to the world that she's a real model. Like, it's like her whole brand is being nonchalant. She doesn't want to show that she really cares and she's really in the shits. It's like she started modeling, I don't know, just because she can. Like, and no matter what, people and her fans will continue to defend her side no matter what. Oh my god, I literally remember this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In 2017, Forbes declared Kendall the world's highest paid model. Bro, I wonder why. I think it's also because of the fact that her name at one point definitely brought in enough viewers to a certain show that she could be paid a lot. There were a lot of probably models that maybe didn't have a name that backed her as much as Kendall did. And it's like, oh, JW Anderson is doing a show and Kendall's opening it. It's like people are gonna go, oh, well, I want to see Kendall Jenner. And here we go. I mean, yeah, it makes sense for Kendall to be selective considering she already had fame. The clothes she's going to be wearing will sell out regardless. To keep herself untouchable, yes, she's going to be selective. Girls who didn't already have a platform would obviously have to build up their ranks in the industry once they made it, and that's when they're being selective on which shows that they walk. That's kind of how the industry works. This goes for music artists. We don't see Lady Gaga or Beyonce doing 20-something interviews because they already made it. But on the other hand, we've got celebrities like Sabrina Carpenter or Tyla who's still building up the ranks. Plus, I think a lot more people would be able to pat Kendall Jenner on the back for her efforts in modeling if she was objectively a good model, which in my opinion, she just isn't. And I think this doesn't just come from somebody who doesn't care about modeling, but when you actually have to work to achieve anything in life, you as a byproduct get very good at it. If she didn't really have to work to get where she's at, she also didn't have to work to stay at the very top, which I mean, I don't know if she's really at the top anymore. Why would she actually have to be working for anything? You know what I'm saying? Kendall has no confidence or modeling presence. It kind of reminds me of when Dua Lipa was doing her original dances like on her very first tour, and it's like, go on, queen, give us nothing. Kendall Jenner's the same to me. She's just like a really, really pretty girl, and I think that's like the part of her that is supposed to be very redeeming, but it feels like she doesn't want to be there. Like, she doesn't want to be there. It's giving I watched a show or two, I know how to walk. Many hardworking and more beautiful models not getting these chances because they're not Nepo babies. She's not even a capable Nepo baby who can do her job well. She's just bland. Don't even talk to me about Shalom Harlow. Like, you don't know modeling. You don't know a walk if you don't know her. So to be honest, like, I really think people need to pull it together and do something half decent here. And it's not just modeling that Kendall Jenner has taken interested in. Just like the rest of the Kar Jenners, she has her own companies that she started and then just like forgot about. And like, newsflash, they all suck. This just goes to show me somebody that doesn't really care very much about their position in life and how blessed they are. They take it for granted and then they give you slop and then go like, oh, well, because I'm hot, buy my slop. I won't. I will never buy 818 tequila.
Here is every Kendall Jenner brand. First up in 2012, Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner both launched a clothing collection at PacSun. And then in 2016, the collection evolved to Kendall and Kylie, which was their own clothing brand, which was then sold at Nordstrom. You can now find it at places like Ross, the Dollar Store, and you can still buy it online. It ranges from dresses, tops, handbags, leggings, sunglasses, loungewear, and swimwear. In 2021, Kendall launched 818, which is her most successful brand. It is currently valued at around $500 million. Next, in 2023, Kendall was named a global ambassador for L'Oreal Paris. She was paid $11 million and was the face of a mascara once she became the face of the company. She was also the face of Modern Muse by Estee Lauder. And she's also had multiple collections with Kylie Jenner's Kylie Cosmetics.
11 million? What is crickets from me, guys? Like, I think I gotta clock out because this was crazy.
Including this Kendall palette, a Kendall bronzer stick, a Kendall lip gloss, a Kendall blush stick, even a Kendall lip kit, and a Kendall highlighter stick.
Her whole brand, Kendall and Kylie, that whole shebang was kind of just abandoned and forgotten about. I can't believe they're still being sold today. But definitely her most popular and well-known brand and most controversial is the 818 tequila. From shooting ads that have like a bit of a cultural appropriation feel to them, you know, to posts going viral talking about the possibility that agave harvesters and farmers may actually be getting exploited. Kendall, you're American. Like, girl, like, why? Like, and it's like, I just think that you can do this without doing that. You can make a tequila brand without doing that, bro. Like, what? So being Latino Mexican is a trend now. Not cool whatsoever. We are seeing that everywhere with Stassi Baby, Kylie Jenner. They're all doing it. No. Leave my culture alone, girl. Kendall Jenner after coming up with the tequila brand. I just like, and this is the thing, like, you can do stuff without being like this. Why? Like, it's just, you have to think that that was a whole shoot day, right? Making that ad. Not only did it have a ton of marketing professionals around, but like, you've got an entire shoot team. You got PAs, you got directors, like DPs. You've got people doing her makeup. And not one person was like, maybe we don't have to do that. Kendall Jenner gets roasted over new tequila venture. The model and reality TV star revealed her small batch tequila to the outcry of Mexican and Latinx citizens who are calling it cultural appropriation. For almost 4 years, I've been on a journey to create the best tasting tequila after dozens of blind taste tests, trips to our distillery, entering into a world of tasting competition, and not entering into I can't even take it seriously because it's like, this means nothing. Like, if you don't know anything about tequila, your palate means nothing to anybody. Entering into a world tasting competitions anonymously and winning, 3.5 years later, I think we've done it. This is all we've been drinking for the last year, and I can't wait for everyone else to get their hands on it to enjoy it as much as we do. It took her 4 years to create a good tequila, and then she proceeds to drink it with ice. Great, another white person getting even more richer off of our culture. So now our small family-owned tequila makers are going to lose business because it will be a new trend to buy something from the Kardashians. Why can't she stick to whiskey or whatever her Caucasian background is? How sad. I just truly feel like there is nothing wrong if you are a tequila aficionado, you really love tequila, going ahead and partnering with some sort of small distillery, or you go around, like, you don't have to batch up your own, which obviously she didn't. Why can't you go ahead and meet up with somebody who genuinely knows? This is what a lot of people do. You go, oh, you own and have owned a tequila company, distillery for decades. You clearly know what's going on. I'm gonna trust you and let's move forward together, because you're really bringing up another person who's been in the industry. People were not happy, to say the least. Like, one of the craziest parts is, like, she can't even get the Spanish right. And, like, respectfully, if you're gonna deep dive headfirst into a business that originates in Latin America, the least that you could do is understand WTF is happening. Learn just a little bit about the culture that you want to so badly make money off of. It really doesn't take a lot of time. While we can't know the Jenner's intentions, a lack of knowledge is visible not just in her cringe-inducing sip of tequila on the rocks, which is a no-no according to many tequila experts, or her extremely vague commentary while doing the tasting. Strong, just not a real tasting note in tequila. It's also right there in the branding. And it's also not Blanco tequila, adds Assis, referring to her early 818 bottle labels. They were labeled Blanco tequila. It's tequila blanco. She just misspelled the Spanish. They all say reposado tequila, añejo tequila. Tequila is the first word, and then it's Blanco. This is simple Spanish grammar that you will see on everything from Jose Cuervo to Espolon bottles you might have seen on your bar at this very moment. She has since corrected her labels to have the correct Tequila Blanco wording. And the hilarious thing is, Kendall's tequila isn't special by any means. In fact, there are 60 other brands out there that are purchasing their tequila from the exact same distillery that Kendall is buying hers. What's important to note, he said, is that many of them do not have their own production facilities, and when a celebrity spirit is essentially being mass-produced with other brands, it is easily traceable. Every bottle of tequila has an NOM, a 4-digit number assigned by the Consejo. I took Spanish for a while. I have a Spanish tutor, actually. Consejo del Tequila. A 4-digit number assigned by the CRT that tells you where it's made and exactly what other tequilas are made there. Both Terramana, Dwayne Johnson's brand, NOM 1613, and Patron, NOM 1492, for example, show that they are the only brand made at their distilleries. Denner's 818 NOM 1137 is produced at a distillery responsible for more than 60 other brands. Assis names 1137 as one of the 2 distilleries responsible for the most celebrity tequila. Basically, they just make barrels and barrels and barrels of tequila, and celebrities come in and literally pick a barrel. So there might be a little bit of a difference between brands, like this one is aged in French oak and this one is aged in American oak, but essentially it's the same bottle, and the celebrity just buys that, and then they basically just use their name and their marketing and their branding to try and sell it to you. Obviously with a markup that makes it seem like a very unique and special Mexican product, but Rodriguez adds, what you're paying for is a celebrity affiliation and not the quality of tequila. This makes me think of George Clooney's tequila. There are so many different celebrities and actors that are choosing to come out with tequila over any other product. Clearly, if they're making 60 different brands of tequila in this one NOM, then anybody can just go in there and say, well, like, I want to make a brand and I'm going to do it with that one. My boyfriend is from Colombia, and his family, actually, both of his parents are living in Mexico, and I have been to the town of tequila. This is where tequila actually originates from, and I've been to a lot of the distilleries there. I've tasted tequila. I've tasted the agave. We did a bunch of tequila tours, and also his parents are very, very seasoned enthusiasts. This was like 4 years ago, but when you actually go for just a single day or a couple days, like we stopped here on a road trip, you end up realizing that it's not very hard to understand and really see how all of these products are made, and then you don't have to claim them as your own. This is just kind of a slap in the face to people who genuinely enjoy tequila if you're not even really gonna understand the nuance and what it takes to get it there. And in the face of an actual agave shortage, there's just something so tone deaf about Kendall starting her tequila journey only 4 years ago. I mean, like, with all of her money, she could be boosting a lot more family-owned small distilleries. But no, of course, she'd rather pocket everything. You know what I mean? And like, you could actually have a bangin' tequila. And if you guys ask me if I've tried it, never in a million years. I won't even try Casamigos. With all of this, I genuinely have to wonder why she acts the way that she does. She goes on interviews interviews all the time and says that she wants to ditch this Nepo baby playbook, but she still acts like a mean girl. She belittles everybody around her, and then she thrives under her family's name and money. So what is it? Which is it? You gotta choose, bro. And this is something that a lot of people have noticed. Kendall tries to be more down to earth. She tries to be more open with her fans, and she does this by hopping on interviews, talking about her acne insecurities and how she struggles with anxiety. I mean, only then to backhand the viewer and do a whole brand deal ad with Proactive, but anyway. She tells everybody that even though she's rich and privileged, she still has issues like these, just like the rest of us. And while that's true, I hate these weird comments she constantly makes about her family as if she's not a part of it too. She says things like, since I was really young, I felt out of place in my family. She said, I was born into this life, but I didn't choose this life. I'm not built for this by any means. I'm not good at it. I do it, and I've learned how to do it, she continued. It took me almost 20 years to be like, okay, I guess I'm used to it now, and that's fine, and I get it. She said over and over again that she literally hates the fame, even though it's literally what gave her the opportunity to be a model in the first place. Looking at these quotes, along with the fact that Kendall has regularly reiterated on the Kardashians that she dislikes fame and the way that her family's name has held her back, it would be easy to pigeonhole her as an out-of-touch starlet who is somehow unaware of these things that have actually paved the way for her to follow her modeling dreams rather than being a hindrance to it. And I guess if you think about it, this could be the saddest part of this entire story. The fact that Kendall herself can't seem to walk away from this lifestyle. And the people who are on her side and her fans are the people that really push her to continue. They clap when she walks down the runway and they cheer when she acts like a mean girl. They want to keep her in this tight box that her family's been keeping her trapped in since the beginning, and even Kendall herself doesn't really want to escape it. And truthfully, in my opinion, she can walk away anytime. So many times when I make these videos and these deep dive talking about Kylie being upset about people hating on her, people saying that they can't handle the fame and they want to just live a normal life, they literally can. You can walk away anytime. If you love tequila so much, you can go ahead and partner with some small distilleries and create a new tequila brand and go and hide away forever if you wanted to. She could genuinely join any business venture and completely remove herself from the industry, or take whatever money she has left and invest it. The Kar Jenners simply love the spotlight more than anything in the world, even if Kendall likes to say for whatever reason that she can't stand it. It's like this weird, crazy, toxic relationship somehow. And at the end of the day, I am really happy that I'm not a part of it and that all of us can just laugh and dissect it from afar. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, throw it a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Have you guys ever been a Kendall Jenner fan? I feel like for me, she flies pretty far under the radar in a lot of situations where a lot of the Kardashians are in these constant, weird, trivial relationships. They're always under heat for so many different things, and I feel like it's part of their brand now at this point. But truthfully, I have never been a fan of somebody that just makes you feel bad for making them famous. Like, why would I want to watch you? Why would I want to support your modeling career if you don't even want to be there? Why would I drink your tequila if you don't even care about the brand itself? You don't even care about where tequila originates from. Like, it's just weird. If you guys enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and click one of these deep dives. I know you will absolutely love them. We do a lot of videos just like this on this channel. If this is something you enjoy, definitely leave this video a thumbs up and also subscribe down below. You know, I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I will see you very soon.